Coastal Crochet, and in this tutorial, which is to accompany week 22 of my Seaside Stash Busting Blanket Crochet Along, which I'm hosting over on my blog and on Instagram. The links are in the description below. In this tutorial, I am showing you how to do raised ripple stitch. And the yellow rows that you see here are actually 6 rows. So we start with an ordinary row of treble stitches. That's US double crochet. Remember, I use UK crochet terminology. We then have a simple row of double crochet stitches going back. Our third row is the row where we introduce these raised double treble stitches alternating between ordinary trebles. The fourth row is a row of ordinary double crochet. The fifth row is our second row of these raised double treble front stitches, and our final row is just a row of double crochet. So actually, of these 6 rows, 4 of them are just very straightforward simple rows of either trebles or double crochet, and just the 2 rows are used, row 3 and row 5, to produce this really textured effect. And I've chosen this for the blanket to represent ripples in the sand. You know, when the sea comes and goes, it can often leave ripples in the sand, and that's what I've used these stitches to represent in the blanket. Of course, there could also be ripples in water, or they can represent all kinds of things, but it's a really, really lovely textured stitch, and I will show you how to do it. Okay, so at the last stage of the final stitch of row 90, we join with a new colour, and we make 3 chain, which is going to count as our first treble stitch of the next row. So remember, I use UK crochet terminology, and a treble is a US double crochet. And the first row of this raised ripple that we're going to be doing is going to be 6 rows in total. The first row is simply a row of treble stitches. And as always, the turning chain counts as our first stitch. So the next stitch to go into, or the first stitch of the row to crochet into, is this one here, the next one along. So we're just going to go along the whole row and just do 1 treble in each stitch to the end of the row. So at the end of the row, when you've done a whole row of treble stitches, we make 1 chain, which is your first double crochet, that's US single crochet stitch of the next row, so our second row of this raised ripple stitch. And all we do now on this second row, it's another very simple row, is we just do 1 double crochet in each stitch of this row to the end. And obviously our chain 1, that counts as a stitch, so we don't go into this stitch here, we go into the next one and just do 1 double crochet, that's US single crochet, in each stitch all the way to the end of the row. So I'm at the end of the row, and I've completed a row of double crochet stitches, and now it's this third row of the raised ripple stitch where things start to get a bit interesting. So we first make 3 chain, which counts as the first treble stitch of this next row that we're going to do. And on this third row of the raised ripple, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be alternating between raised double treble fronts around the stitches from our first row, and then ordinary trebles as normal going back along the row we've just done. So I'll show you what I mean. So our first stitch is going to be a raised double treble front around the treble from our first row, and so a double treble is where you wrap the yarn over the hook twice. It's a US treble stitch, and this would be the stitch we would normally crochet into now, this one here. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a raised double treble front around the treble stitch from the first row. So it's the stitch directly below the stitch we would normally be crocheting into. So it's 1 raised double treble front around this stitch here, which is where we insert the hook from front to back around the stem of that stitch to the front again, and then we complete the stitch as normal. So a double treble, we sort of pull the yarn through to the front, have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's our first raised double treble front. And as you can see, it's pushing that stitch to the front to create the texture. Now, because we're alternating with ordinary trebles, we're going to do an ordinary treble stitch into the next stitch as we normally would, but be careful to get it into the right stitch, because we've done a raised double treble into the stitch in the first row, we miss the double treble that the stitch that we would normally have crocheted into. So if I can try and move it so I can show you, there's our chain 3. This would have been the first stitch to crochet into, but we did a double treble, raised double treble front in the stitch below that. So this is now the stitch that we're going to be crocheting into, and we just do an ordinary treble stitch. Okay, and now what we're going to be doing is doing our next raised double treble front. So the next stitch that we would be crocheting into is this one, but we're going to be doing a raised double treble into the stitch below it from the first row. So yarn over, hook twice, and then raised double treble around that stitch, and finish the stitch as we normally would. And there you can see we've got 2 of our raised double treble fronts with an ordinary treble in between. We now do an ordinary treble into the next stitch. So obviously we miss this stitch here behind the raised double treble front, and just go into the next stitch as normal with an ordinary treble. There we go. And now we do a raised double treble front, because we're alternating all the way to the end of the row. And you can see this is a raised one, this is a raised one. So the next one to go into, because we're alternating, will be this one here. So it's raised, not raised, raised, not raised. This one needs to be raised. So from front to back around the stem of that stitch, and finish the double treble stitch as you normally would. Okay, and you can really start seeing that effect now. And then ordinary treble into the next stitch, missing one, remember, the one which is behind, which sits behind that double treble, raised double treble, missing that one, and just going into the next stitch, an ordinary treble. And we continue doing this, alternating between a raised double treble front in that first row with ordinary trebles as you usually would, and we do that all the way to the end of the row. So I'm nearly at the end of this row, and as you can see, you can really see the texture that is being created by alternating those raised double treble fronts back around the trebles from the first row, and then just crocheting ordinary trebles as you would do along the row we did previously. So as you can see now, I now have a raised double treble front to do, and that was our previous one, not this one, around this one, front to back around the stem, and then just finish the stitch as you normally would. And now we do a treble, obviously missing the stitch that sits directly behind that raised double treble front. And then I have one more to do on this row. I'll explain why in a moment. So that was our previous one, not that one, around this one here. There we go. And in the Seaside Stash Busting Blanket we're working with 180 stitches, which leaves us 2 stitches at the end of this row that we will just crochet into as normal. So this is the next one to crochet into, and then don't forget that the chain 1 that we did at the end of row 91, at the beginning of row 92, that little 1 chain counted as our first double crochet stitch, so this is what we need to crochet into as our last stitch of this row. So the row 3 ends with just 2 ordinary treble stitches. And if you look back along the row, this is what it now looks like. So that's 3 rows. Obviously, to get sort of the ripple effect, I will show you how we alternate it slightly differently on row 5. But we're now moving on to row 4, and we make 1 chain, which counts as our first double crochet stitch, because what we're doing, just like in the second row, we are simply doing 1 double crochet, US single crochet in each stitch along. So the turning chain counts as a stitch, so we don't crochet into that one, crochet into the next one along, and we just do 1 double crochet in each stitch to the end. So we're nearly at the end of this 4th row, just doing 1 double crochet in each stitch to the end, and as always don't forget that turning chain from the previous row counts as our first stitch of the row, so also must remember to crochet into it as the last stitch of the row. So that's what the back of the work looks like. I'll turn it around in a moment. Now for the start of row 5 we make 3 chain, that counts as our first treble stitch of this next row. So we're now on to row 5 of this raised ripple effect, and we're going to be doing the opposite of what we did in row 3. So we're doing exactly the same, but we're crocheting into the opposite stitches. So I'll show you what I mean. So our first stitch in row 3 was a raised double treble front, but our first stitch in this row is just going to be an ordinary treble. So as you can see, there's the turning chain, so do 1 treble in the next stitch along as normal, and then we're doing our raised double treble front around the ordinary trebles that we did in row 3. So wrap the yarn over the hook twice, and we're doing the raised double treble front around the ordinary trebles from row 3. So that is this one here, and just from front to back, round to the front again around the stem of that stitch, and then just finish the stitch as normal. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And so what you can see is happening now is that the raised double treble front stitches are sitting in between the ones from row 3 that we did earlier on. So now we just do an ordinary treble in the next stitch, again being careful to miss that stitch that sits directly behind the raised double treble front, and just doing an ordinary treble into the next stitch. And now we do a raised double treble front around that ordinary treble from row 3. And you can see the effect that we are starting to achieve with those alternating raised double trebles. And so now just an ordinary treble in the next stitch, being careful to miss that stitch that sits directly behind the raised double treble front. Just do an ordinary treble stitch into the next stitch, followed by the raised double treble front into the next ordinary stitch from the row 3. treble, and then a raised double treble front around the ordinary treble from row 3. And we just carry on doing that all the way to the end of the row. So we're nearly at the end of this 5th row, and just finishing an ordinary treble followed by the raised double treble front around those ordinary trebles from row 3. Then an ordinary treble, making sure we get it into the right stitch, and then our final raised double treble front of this row goes around our second to last treble from row 3. Which leaves us with just one stitch at the end to crochet into. Now, because this final stitch is the chain 1, the one chain that we made at the end of row, the 3rd row, it's quite tricky to see, but it is there. Okay, it's that little one chain there, and that is the final stitch to crochet into, just one ordinary treble into that little chain 1, which counted as the first stitch of our 4th row. Bit tricky to get into there. There we go, it's in, and we just complete a treble as normal. And that's our 5th row of this raised ripple stitch, and as you can see, you can really see the texture now of this stitch, which I think is really lovely. Really is like those ripples in the sand. And we are now going to finish, because we're doing it as a set of 6. You can carry on doing raised ripple in other projects, and it's just a repeat of those sort of last 4 rows really. Obviously we had our first row, which was the trebles as a foundation, then we had double crochet row followed by the alternate raised double treble fronts, then we had a double crochet row, and then we had another row of alternating raised double treble fronts, and so we just repeat those the last 4 rows if you wanted to carry on, but we're just going to finish with 1 row of ordinary double treble stitches. So 1 chain counts as our first double crochet stitch, and then we're going to just do 1 double crochet in each stitch to the end of the row. So I'm just at the end of our final row, row 6 of this set of 6 rows that we've done, and I'm just finishing this row of just 1 double crochet in each stitch to the end. And don't forget that obviously our very last stitch to crochet into is always the top of that turning chain. So our final double crochet stitch goes into there. And there we have it. We have completed our 6 rows of raised ripple stitch. That's the back of the work. And if I turn the work round to the front, you can really clearly see the texture, that alternating those raised double treble fronts with ordinary trebles, and then having the double crochet rows in between. It just produces this really unusual textured fabric that obviously I'm comparing to the ripples in the sand, but obviously there could be ripples in water, or you could be imaginative with what they mean for you. They're just a really lovely textured stitch. So I hope you have found this tutorial helpful. Thanks for watching.